I'll lead the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, if everyone would please silence their phones, we'll have our invocation by Reverend John Reynolds. Hi, John.
Hello, Mayor. Let's pray. Father, thank you so much for this day, the beautiful weather, God, and thank you for your goodness and grace. Thank you for this time that some of our city leaders can come together and meet, discuss important business for our city. God, I pray for wisdom and guidance, Lord, in everything that's said and done. Let it be done with the right heart and spirit. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you, John.
Have a great day.
I'd like to go ahead and welcome everyone. We'll go ahead and have a roll call.
Jim Barrett.
Here.
Ken Bentley.
Here.
Jerry Irvin.
Here.
Annette Reedman.
Okay, we have a quorum. You have the minutes of July 1st. Is there any additions or corrections? Motion to accept.
Second.
We have a motion second to accept the minutes of July 1st. All in favor, signal by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you very much. Going down to item 3, new business, request for a bucket drive for Faith Christian School on September 28 and 1 cent ministry. Ken Fuller. Anybody here for that? Okay,
Table.
tabled. Request a bucket drive for CHS Cheerleaders. Angie,
Connie, actually.
Oh, Connie?
Angie,
Well.
yes.
come on up to here.
What's your name again, Connie?
Connie McKinney.
Okay.
So our CHS cheerleaders qualified to go to the Citrus Bowl over Christmas at camp this year. I think we have 20 girls that are going, and we're hoping to do a boot drive for those girls on August 31st.
Okay, and what streets are you wanting? Western and Central?
Yes.
Okay. 6 in Western, 6 in Western, 6 in Central. Okay.
Motion to approve. Second. Second.
You have a motion and a second to approve the bucket drive for the cheerleaders. All in favor, signal by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? That was it, Connie.
Thank you.
Okay, the parade route. Nikki Crawley.
Representing Walmart.
Well, you're Walmart?
Walmart, is that who's,
That's it, yes.
okay. My name's Angie Black.
Angie, okay.
I'm here for Kathy Thomas.
This is for the parade route, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. We will be using the route that was used for the Armed Forces Parade for this year's parade due to the construction on Grand Avenue. I've spoken to Susie Hall at NDOT, and she has approved this route. And we do not need permission since the route the parade's gonna be less than 2 hours.
Okay.
Also been in contact with the police chief, Carol McQueen. She will assist in the roadblocks, contacts for businesses affected by the temporary traffic closure at Park Road, and any other matter that she or I foresee. Adrian Ellis has printed copies of the maps, including the street closures and the staging areas for the parade. So I have those copies if you need them.
All right, but, need one for the records, yes.
Okay, so whatever you need. And Carol and Adrian have been a great resource in assisting us. I have included copies of the maps, contact information for the school corporation to get permission for parking in a school lot, and Grand Avenue United Methodist Church for their parking as well. Also, we will contact the street department for roadblock assistance.
See, as long as you got okay for NDOT, that's good.
That's the biggest part?
That's
Okay.
the biggest part.
Okay, and then I don't know what all y'all need.
Just a copy. Of
Okay.
the drawing there.
I don't know which one. Maybe that one.
That'll be good.
That'd be fine.
Right there.
Okay,
That'll be good.
all right.
Motion to approve. Second.
Have a motion second to approve the parade route for the fair. All in favor, signal by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, go on down to department matters. Mike?
Hello.
Hi, Mike.
Should got my monthly report, the revenue report. Water continues to be down. Wastewater is doing pretty good compared to last year. Not really for sure what's happening with water expenditures. Everything is about even from last year, just revenue is down. Overtime, $4,958. $1,000 of that was scheduled overtime. I expect overtime to increase next couple of months due to vacations, and we have two employees out with surgeries for I think 6 to 10 weeks at the one at the water plant and one at the wastewater plant. So we have to cover those shifts. Also attached is the water and wastewater monthly report, and I have 2 trash collections that needs to be approved. B&B Investments on 834 Eastern Avenue and 817 East Fifth Street is requesting trash collection, those 2 addresses.
Motion to approve.
Second. I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you very much.
We also broke ground on Major Drive Drainage Deer Trail, I think it was Friday. So he's working on that here probably next few weeks, get that drainage problem repaired over there. Also today, the wastewater plant completed their 2018 annual report. If you want a copy, let me know, I'll make copies for everyone. But I didn't want to make copies unless you really wanted a copy of it. But it includes plant description, the summary of operations, all the data from last year, laboratory controls and data, and also Erin's pre-treatment program that she
I think we just
introduced
need one
last
copy,
week.
don't you, Rosemary? One copy for us.
Okay. We'll go ahead and just leave it with you guys for now. If you need more, just let me know if you guys want a copy of it.
One copy, that's enough right there.
And that's all I have.
Okay, thank you very much, Mike. Going down to Brad.
I don't have anything.
Okay, going down to department reports. Carol?
Good afternoon.
Hi.
For the month of June, the Connersville Police Department answered 1,151 reports, issued 52 citations, 1 ordinance violation, 9 warnings, investigated 8 injury accidents, 43 non-injury accidents, and conducted 129 traffic stops and 76 arrests. Also, you have the ordinance report attached. He's inspected 122 properties, written 114 letters, abated 47 properties, and 22 of those have been sent to the street department. Any questions?
Carol, I have a petition here from the east side of town. It's about 736 East Fifth Street.
Okay.
And I'd like to, I checked the list, it's not on there, so.
Yeah, I think this is the first day that we've heard from it, or heard about it. Very good, we'll take care of it.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Actually, Robbie has,
Yes.
just some information on some
Oh, yeah,
school
right here.
cars and light.
Afternoon. Passed out to everybody. Due to a conflict with the Grand Avenue project up there, that they're doing the school signs, the radar, or the school crossing signs and the flashers up there. One of them, they were gonna have to move a pole, so it wasn't gonna be able to hook back up to that. Plus, we were also paying, I believe it was $12 a month to Duke Energy to run those up there. Those are probably way out of date and beyond their lifespan. So we had talked, the mayor and I and Rosemary and stuff, about putting new school flashing beacons up there for school safety in the school speed zones. And so I went out and I was only able to get one quote, only one company responded, which is Radar Sign. And the new signs, if you see the breakdown on them, they'll have the school speed limit, wind flashing. They'll have dual beacons, one top and bottom, and it also have a radar sign. So it'll record your speed as you're coming up through there or going up and down Grand Avenue. And we also want to put them on the backside on Iowa Avenue because there's a lot of foot traffic and buses coming in and out of there also. Grand is kind of a little bit different because it has two kind of big roads that run through there. With these signs, we'll be able to pre-program these for 365 days. So we'll be able to go in to the control box by phone, computer, or whatever, if we're gone or on vacation, and change them. So if all of a sudden, something's changed with the school calendar or whatever, we'll be able to go back in and change those without having to be there or anything. It also records data that we can pull off that to see when our speed problems are up in those areas. So if we see that there's a lot of speeding from noon to 2, that'll give us some data on that and everything. So what we want to do is get approval to be able to go ahead and go with this company called Radar Sign and purchase 4 new units. And you have the quote there, $19,618 for it.
Probably those
Yes.
4 units, that'll be for the grade schools?
Yes.
For grade schools.
It'll be for Grand Avenue,
Okay, great.
which would be Grandview.
And behind Grand.
And behind Grandview, yeah. The ones up in front of Frazee, that's a state highway, so NDOT's in charge of those. We're not responsible for replacing those, and I believe Rosemary talked to Mr. Davis about those getting changed out sometime.
They're gonna let 44 next year, and I believe they're looking at putting new ones up at that time.
I think it's a good idea.
And these are fully solar, and the gentleman said if we keep them on a restriction basis and we only have them on, say, probably 2 hours, 3 hours a day at the most, or however we see fit, we could probably get 5 to 6 years out of each battery that'll be on those. So it'll be a lot more cost effective instead of paying $12 per pole for Duke Energy every month that we were paying nonstop with that.
Make a motion to accept this.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve the warning lights for the school. All in favor, signal by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you very much, Rob. Okay, go on down to John Palsy. Yeah, it's your turn.
I couldn't hear you.
Thank you for coming.
Oh, sure. Glad to be here. Monthly report for June. We had 11 hours, 19 minutes of meeting production, 12 hours, 5 minutes of original production, which included the new Hometown Salute, which is featuring local veterans coming in talking about their experience in the military. We've had 2 on the air now. Both have been very interesting, so I would encourage people to catch that program. And then another program that we're working on that's brand new is the tourism board. We've started taping those. We missed the last meeting though because they moved it on me, and there's miscommunication there. We'll get the next one.
I saw on the TV, you just moved having. I go, wait a minute.
Yes. They said, well, it was short anyway. I was like, you got to tell me these things. So, but we're very busy, obviously, beginning of June with the end of school and graduations and things like that. Any questions?
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Okay, going down to item D, Dale.
Okay, for the month of June, our city share of the expenses was $78,342.82. After the receipts, city share was $36,618.77. We did 387 runs and drove 14,039 miles. Any questions?
Is the new truck in yet?
Nope, supposed to be here at the end of this week, first of next week. It will be here before the fair.
Okay.
So, what they said anyway.
Any questions for Dale?
You just got the one ambulance on Park Road?
Yes, right now.
Okay.
Okay. Dan Parker, EDG.
Good afternoon, Board of Works.
Aye.
Hey, Dan.
I have just a very, very short report. Been a while since I stood in front of you, and I want to touch on just a couple of things. Some good things are happening. I'm sure you've seen by now the business across the street that has relocated in the old Hallmark. That's Tara and Jordan Roberts with their home improvement warehouse, where that ties into that shopping mall complex, the old Walmart, which my last conversation with the owner representative was that it is filled. That was my last conversation. I don't know if that's 100% accurate, because he called me about a key just the other day, the section next to Tractor Supply, which would have been the old Cox's produce area. There's about 12,000 square feet in there that must not be taken, because he wanted a key for another party to come into. But I guess all the rest of it is spoken for. It's just now getting those businesses in there like the Roberts to open. So that's a good thing that's happening. The Economic Development Group continues to submit requests for information to the state as we receive them, and have for the last, ever since I've been here, we've been doing it. Some of them we can respond to, and others we can't. Some of them ask for things we cannot supply. Food grade warehouses and food grade facilities that are vacant and ready to move into. We do not have that. Although we have talked to some about possibly rehabbing some of the space we have to accommodate. So those continue to go forward. And then just touch on the hospital a little bit. I think you're all aware that my involvement with the hospital is kind of a ticklish spot with serving in this capacity as the Economic Development Director and also serving on the hospital board. But the transition is all but complete. Reed Health is taking complete possession, and all the documents are pretty much signed to complete the transaction. I think I have 2 more to sign today and fax back to the attorneys. But that's going to be a great blessing for Connersville, for Fayette County, for Reed to come in, and this bankruptcy is ending in a way that is going to be positive for the city of Connersville and for Fayette County.
It's scary there for a little while.
Yeah, touch and go. But I want to emphasize that the prayers that were offered in behalf of the health care of Fayette County and for Connersville, in my opinion, were answered. And there were many, many people that offered prayers. There was a prayer vigil at the hospital. There were prayers given in the board meetings. So there were a lot of people praying that we wouldn't be left without a hospital or without health care. And I believe those prayers were answered. The last thing, pretty positive. I'm going to brag a little bit here, and you're going to appreciate this, because that's his grandmother sitting right back behind me. You see this top Spartan? Colton Massey. Correct? So this is kind of impressive that he has achieved this, and one of his probably other great achievements is that he married my granddaughter about 2 weeks ago. So very proud of him. Forgive me for being a little personal there, but I couldn't resist. That's today's paper.
Yeah.
Any questions for me from the group?
I do have a couple.
Go ahead.
On the Walmart thing, I know you and the owner talk quite a bit.
Yes.
One thing that I would like to see is that he maybe take a little better care of the facade of that and the surroundings of it. I mean, getting it filled is one thing, but I know I go into Yode's quite a bit. I'm an ice cream lover, which you can tell that, I guess. But and I've talked to him, and he's concerned about some of the businesses coming in there and what it's going to do. But if we're not painting the outside of that building, we don't keep the grass growed, Mowed. Yeah, it's growing. That's the problem. It's growing. But I just worry that he's more worried about padding his pocket than the pride of our community. So if you could echo that response to him that, hey, we want to see that building filled, but we also want to see it taken care of. And the other question that I had was the status of the old vegetation farm. Is that guy kind of closed up shop, or what's the status up there?
No, he hasn't closed. He's hired a new round of people, and I think he's got
Okay.
gals working up there now, managing that.
So maybe next year he'll be back up and going?
I think that there is, I believe, arugula and baby kale and other crops being grown in some of those
In the
hoop
greenhouses?
houses. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. It just looked a little rough looking, I know, when I drive up
It
by.
has gone through an evolution, I'll grant you that.
Yeah.
And we have this conversation about every year.
And I know all this is a process, bringing businesses in and stuff, but you would like to see them taking care, keeping the weeds cleaned up and, paint and.
One thing to
those
bear in
kind
mind, we are a support system to help businesses come to Connersville.
Sure.
And how those people choose to maintain and run their businesses is really up to them. We can encourage, prod, suggest, hope, wish, but in the end, those businesses belong to those people, and they have ownership.
I've met with Mr. Ham several times, and I think, right now he's worried about the businesses, but I think once he gets those stores filled, I think you'll see the other part come along.
Yeah, to his credit, he has repaired the bad parts of the parking lot, the asphalt. He had a crew from Rushville over there that around in the back where deliveries are made, and in the front too, especially over on the Tractor Supply side. Really all over, any place there was a rut or a pothole or
They wasn't potholes, they were
okay,
holes.
Grand Canyons. He did go after those, and those are all done. So I think it's a huge operation and a huge amount of work to do, and he's doing it in snippets, as he can.
Yeah.
So, but I'll echo your sentiments.
Sure. Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions for me? Hearing none, I'll leave you alone. Thanks.
Okay. Chris?
Good afternoon. Runs for the fire department in June were 143. Hours spent on emergencies, 360. Inspections, 35 hours. Investigations, 9. Pre-planning, 24. Training, 160 hours. Did have a little bit of call-in overtime last month from a structure fire, so not much, but it was a hot evening, kind of a bad situation. Had to have some help, so. Any other questions?
None?
None.
This is Chris's first and last report.
Well, I didn't last long, did I? Didn't take long.
So,
Yep.
Troy will be coming back.
Yep, Troy will be back.
So,
As of today, I think
We have to
he'll be
put
back.
Troy
to work.
back, so, and we have to, do we want to have fire Chris or just?
I'll just go back on shift, how's that? Don't ask her. She tried to trip me on the way up.
No, so, anyway, we'll go ahead and we'll put Troy back in, starting tomorrow. I guess, I think. it is
I think that's what he wants. He hadn't got home yet, but
tomorrow.
You need a
I haven't seen
Yeah, we
him.
need a motion.
Second.
We have a motion second to relieve Chris and add Troy. So all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? And Chris, thanks for taking over
Yeah,
for a
no
while.
problem.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Okay, Catherine?
Hi, everybody.
Aye.
I just have a couple updates to the report that I had turned in. A couple things I thought of was we will be doing a pilot program for summer camp, so we're going to extend that to fall break. We're going to see how that goes. We have about 35 families that have signed up to show interest, so we're going to open that up over fall break and see what happens.
Okay.
And then an update to the River's Edge project. In Construction has signed the contract. I got that over to Rosemary and David, and so the city needs to sign, and construction is set to begin on August 1st, and they are hoping to be done by Halloween. So that phase 1 should be complete before it gets too cold outside. So
What's the status of the pool being closed today?
they are shocking the pool today to a level where it's not safe for people to be in it. Those filters that that I had put on here that needed to be cleaned out, they had clogged up, so a tank wasn't filling with water properly, and that's why the slide and the splash pad were shutting off intermittently. We have that fixed, but that caused some algae to grow in the zero entry, and so we are shocking it today to see if we can take care of that. If not, it's going to be a more intense manual labor process to get that off. So we should be open again tomorrow.
Who does adjust the chlorine?
Peyton Keyfaber.
Pat Keyfaber? Okay.
No, Peyton.
Peyton, okay. Because that was one of the things I was hearing about was there was algae on the floor of the pool,
Yeah.
so. All right.
It's not harmful. No one has told me it's harmful. It looks yucky, but that's the reason, is because the water wasn't circulating properly, and that allowed that to grow. So we've got the circulation problem fixed. It's just cleaning that up, and we're just gonna. The next step is to shock it, and then we're gonna try to scrub it off, and then we'll move to next steps if that doesn't work. So,
Okay.
but it's safe. So the shocking isn't safe. That's why we're closed today.
Okay, 'cause that was one of the questions I was going to ask you, so you've already answered it, so
Sure.
thank you.
You're welcome. Anything else?
Oh, how did the, on the horse barns, how did that go?
It's gone well.
Okay.
Everyone has moved over to Barn 1, and so we're going to move forward with new contracts and cleaning those 2 barns up and see what we can do with barns 3 and 4. So.
Okay. All right, that's all I have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, going down to old business. Anybody bring up old business? If not, we'll go down to miscellaneous business. I'd like to have Jen Young come up from the Hope Center, let her explain her thing here.
Mayor and Board, thank you for having us today. As you know, I'm Jen Young, Executive Director of the Hope Center. This is Monica Kelsey. She's the founder of the Safe Haven Baby Boxes. So you each one have a packet of information in front of you that explains the Safe Haven Baby Boxes. This really fits well with our mission of encouraging our individuals and families to make those life-affirming decisions. And so I'm going to turn it over to Monica. She lives and breathes this every day, and so she can further explain this to you and hopefully answer any questions that you might have.
Good morning, afternoon, not even sure what time it is anymore. My name is Monica Kelsey. I'm the founder of Safe Haven Baby Boxes, the only organization in America that is giving 100% anonymity to women who want to surrender under the Safe Haven law. I started this organization in 2014, became a nonprofit in 15, launched the first 2 boxes in 16, saved the first baby in 17, saved more babies in 18, and we've had 6 babies in Indiana this year. We currently have 9 active boxes in the state of Indiana, 2 active boxes in the state of Ohio. There's 5 baby drawers in Arizona, and on the 29th of July, we're launching in Arkansas. We have, I brought some pictures. I don't know if you guys want to see them or not, but these are the first 2 babies that were ever placed in one of our boxes here in Indiana. And then we just had a banquet, so you see some of the pictures of them today. The safe haven law's been around for the last 20 years. And, you know, women can walk into any fire station, hospital, or police station, surrender their child, no questions asked. The problem with that is somebody has to be there. And as a firefighter and a medic, I can tell you that not all fire stations are manned 24/7. They say that they're manned 24/7, but if there's a fire call, no one's staying behind to stay at that fire station. They're all going on that call. What we were finding is that babies were being left at the safe haven locations at their doors. Now, whether it was they were out on a fire call, they didn't answer their door because they didn't hear somebody ring the bell, but we were finding babies sitting at the doorsteps of safe haven locations. Here, over in North Vernon, which isn't too far from here, right? It's that part of the state,
Yeah.
right?
They're not far from here.
Not far from here. So in 2016, we had a baby that was left at the church. And if you actually stand at the church where this baby was laid, it was a little boy. He was left outside for about 6 hours. And you look through the Walmart parking lot, there's a fire station on the other side of the Walmart parking lot. And you have to ask yourself, why did this mother go to the church, drop her child, and not take this child to the fire station? And it's pretty obvious. She didn't want to be known, but she wanted her child to be found. So we launched our boxes in Indiana. Wasn't without controversy, as anytime you start something in the United States, you get controversy. So I'm no exception to that. I was approached by the Hope Center about bringing the program to Connorsville. We have nothing in this area. The second baby, which is the little boy that you guys see there, his mom actually drove 51 miles to remain anonymous. And that's huge. When she actually contacted us 8 days after she placed her child in our box and wanted her baby back, which is common. Not real common, but it does happen. And one of the questions that I ask her is, you know, okay, where do you live? Let's meet. Let's work this out. And that's when she said that she lived 51 miles from the box. And I said, well, why didn't you just take it to a fire station or a hospital in this town, which is a major city in northern Indiana? And her response was, because I work at the hospital. And then I said, well, what about the fire station? And she said, well, they're always in the hospital bringing in patients. And the baby's father was a married man that also worked at the hospital. So, not judging her in any way. I'm just giving you one situation of a case here in our state within the last 2 years. The program, we don't sell our boxes. We lease our boxes for a lifetime, which means you don't have to take responsibility for the box. We take responsibility for the box. So we charge $10,000 up front, and that's for, like I said, a lifetime. So if the box breaks in 5 years, we come and we repair it. It's not something that you guys would repair. If you notice in one of those pictures, there was the baby Hope, which was our first baby, that was placed in our box beside a baby box. And that baby box is actually the box that had her in it. We've already replaced that box to one of our upgraded versions at the fire station that she was placed in. And it was no cost to them. So this is something that I'm very passionate about. I traveled the country doing this. Back in 1973, my birth mom felt that the only option that she had was to abandon me 2 hours after I was born. So I've lived this, I've breathed this, but I was blessed to be adopted, and my parents are my biggest support system. My husband is also the mayor of the city of Woodburn. He said, make sure you tell Harold I said hello and that I would have been there, but we have our meetings today.
Yeah.
So, and Joe, and we had the first baby box in our city, which is a town of, well, I can't say town because he'll get mad at me. It's a city. It's not a town because it's got a mayor. But our city only has 2,000 people. And we launched in Woodburn thinking that it would never be used. It would just kind of like the first one in America. Well, on February 22nd, we got a baby in Woodburn, Indiana, when our town only has 2,000 people. So thinking that it's not going to happen, you never know. And it would be better to have it and not need it than to not have it and find a dead baby in a dumpster in Connorsville. So I think the Hope Center is helping raise the funds for this, so the city would pay $0, which is a pretty cool gift. Most of our departments don't pay anything for it. They are just required to test it to make sure that it's operational every week, and they do 2 walks a day beside it to make sure that there's no babies in it. We've never had a fail, and we just had our 58 baby come through our program. So, any questions? That's a lot in this little time
You
period.
might explain what happens, once they put that baby in there, what happens?
Yes, so as soon as mom opens that door, an immediate 911 call goes out. So if these guys are out on a fire call and nobody's staying behind, they're gonna get paged out just like somebody walking into their fire department with high blood pressure that needs an ambulance. Same concept. And what they're gonna do is if there's nobody at the station, they're gonna tone out the next closest unit or a police officer that's close. When the baby's placed inside, it automatically triggers a lock, so that door on the outside locks. If mom changes her mind, she cannot open the box. She's gonna have to wait for fire and medical. And that's also tripping a second alarm. Some of our fire stations are putting blue lights inside the fire station, so when baby's placed inside, their blue light goes off, so that they don't have to wait for 911 to get the call and then dispatch them. They're right there right now. And then, like I said, when she shuts the door, it locks and she walks away. No cameras can be placed on the box. I understand that there might be cameras on the building, but it just cannot be facing the box, because we don't want one of our moms to be on the 5 o'clock news placing her baby in one of our boxes. And then baby can only be retrieved from the inside of the fire station by fire or medical. Our first baby still had placenta still attached. Second baby, umbilical cord was cut, tied off with a shoestring. These are babies that are not born in hospitals. They are born everywhere else. The baby that was surrendered in Woodburn at my fire station, it looked like the umbilical cord was ripped. So these, like I said, these babies are not born in hospitals. And before they were ending up in dumpsters and trash cans. At least we're trying to do the right thing and allowing these mothers to remain anonymous, no questions asked, walk away, but still keep the child safe. Because these babies are born. I mean, it doesn't matter what side of the aisle you stand on the political aspect. These babies are alive and they're breathing, and they deserve to be protected. And that's why we have this. So.
Matter of fact, I kid her husband because he's in our National Guard unit up here. So
Yeah.
I always tell him, you work for me now, buddy.
He does. He's in the National Guard as well. But he's only a part-time mayor. You're a full-time mayor. 2,000 people. He's lucky he even gets paid.
But, and we need to tell Joe thanks for his service too.
I will tell him that.
He's been in here for a long time, so.
He has. He has.
Okay. I just wanted to let you know that I've already committed $2,000 to this program. Have you got your check yet?
No.
I think it's today maybe. I'll have to look and see if it's in there, but I think you get it today. So we're passionate about it, and so thanks for coming.
No, thank you guys for having us.
Who determines where that box goes?
We'll work closely with the fire department, and if there's an architect that needs to be involved, we'll make sure that the building is structurally sound to make sure that wherever it goes in, it's going to be okay with the building itself. But that's not something that we decide. That's something that everybody has to agree on. That's on the table. So.
Thank you for
Okay.
what you do.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you guys for having us.
So Jen, what is it you want us to do?
I want you to support this wholeheartedly. We are also having a meeting at 6 o'clock tonight at the Knights of Columbus. Several civic organizations, ministerial, pastors, they're all invited. You guys are welcome to come. It's open to the public. Monica's going to present probably in more detail about some things and answer additional questions. And so hopefully we'll raise the $10,000 pretty quick. I think it'll be a great thing for our community. So, any other questions?
Okay, so I need a motion to support this.
Motion to support.
Second.
A motion and a second. All in favor, say by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you, Jen.
Thank you.
Okay, from Farmers Market.
Good afternoon. My name is Megan Phillips. I am the new marketing manager for the Fayette County Farmers Market. I am here to seek approval to add a Thursday market in the evenings to use the courthouse parking lot. We currently have our market on Saturdays from 8 a.m. to noon in the courthouse parking lot. We feel that we would be able to attract more customers and help grow the market and the community if we add an evening time. Thursdays, 5 to 8.
5 to 8.
Is what we were kind of thinking. We'd like to start this the first Thursday in August, which is August 1st. Our season goes through the end of September.
Okay. That motion?
Just a quick question, it's not gonna interfere with anything else that goes on over there? That you know
Do
of?
you know how many weeks you want to do this?
Well, through the end of
September.
Yeah, it'll be about 8 weeks, 8 or 9 weeks.
So,
And if there is already something going on, obviously that would take precedent.
Okay.
the only thing I would think of is the 2 weeks that the Thomas is in town, but other
Yeah.
than that, I think the
Yeah, well, and on Saturdays as well, we change
that.
locations during Thomas. So for next year, that would be the same case. We would just move on Thursdays as well.
Okay.
one question I have, I know that's our city parking lot, but is the county aware of this, and is it gonna give them any problems as far, and my concern is setting up. If people get there early, setting up, are they gonna be setting up on top of county employees?
Right, and I'm going to the meeting tomorrow evening to
I think
discuss
it's a
this with
great
them as
idea.
well.
I mean,
Yeah.
I love seeing things happening downtown. That would be my only concern.
Yeah, and the reason we picked Thursdays because the courthouse closes at noon on Thursdays. So we figured that would make things easier.
And that may kind of sort that problem out in itself, so.
Right. Right.
Make a motion to approve it.
A second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed? Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, going down the claims.
Well, that's me, isn't it? All right. For the city, we had a total of, for claims, $88,530.83. Payroll was $555,618.40. For utilities, we had a total claims of $224,844.33. We need a motion to approve these.
Moved.
Second.
We have a motion second to pass the claims. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed? Thank you very much. Going down to the public forum. Is there anyone here who would like to speak on any issue? Anyone? If none being, I'll take a motion to adjourn. So moved.
Second.
We have a motion second to adjourn. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Adjourned.